Hello everybody, welcome to the Organizational Behavior class. This is Srinivasa Dalpatti, Assistant Professor, Department of Management Studies, USM College Autonomous, Ramchandrapuram. In the Organizational Behavior, 50th unit, Organizational Culture. Today we are going to discuss how to create a ethical organizational culture. So first of all, how culture is created. What is organizational culture? On how culture is created. According to the Linda Farrell, corporate culture is set of values, beliefs, goals, norms and ways of solving problems by the member of organization, influence ethical conduct at workplace, embedding ethical values and in dominant culture helps to guide employee employees of an organization. According to Linda Farrell, corporate culture is a set of values, beliefs, goals, norms, and ways of solving problems by the member of the organization. A set of values, beliefs, goals, norms, and ways of solving problems by the member of the organization is called as organizational culture. Influence ethical conduct at workplace. Ethical conduct at workplace is influencing ethical values in dominant culture helps to guide employees of an organization. So how is the culture created? How is the culture is created? Culture is essentially learned. Culture is essentially we have to learn. Culture is essentially learned. What applies to the learning process applies to culture too. What applies to earlier we are discussing about learning, and what applies to the learning process, the same process applies to the culture too. Basically, an organizational culture forms in response to two major challenges that confront every organization. So basically, an organizational culture forms in response to two major challenges that confront every organization. First one, external adoption and survival, and second one is internal integration. First one, external adoption and survival. Second one is internal integration. So what is external adoption survival? External adoption survival have to do with the organization will find a nice in night in and cope with the constantly changing external environment. External adoption and survival involve addressing the following issues: the issues mission and strategy, goals, means, and measurement. External adoption and survival, the organization will find a nice and cope with the constant changing external environment. External adoption and survival involve addressing the issues, the following issues. What are the issues? Mission and strategy, and goals, means, measurement. Mission and strategy. What is mission and strategy? Identify the primary purpose of the organization. What is the purpose of the organization? Select strategies to the pursue the mission. Select strategy to the pursuing mission is called mission and strategy. First of all, identify the primary purpose of that organization. And goals, setting specific targets to achieve. Specific uh, Setting specific targets to achieve. And means, determining how to pursue the goals, include selecting an organization structure. Determining how pursue the goals include selecting an organization structure and reward system. and reward system. Next, measurement. What is establishing criteria to determine how well individuals and terms are accomplishing their goals. This is external adaptation and survival. Now coming to the internal integration. Internal integration has to do with the establishment and maintenance of effective working relationship among these members of an organization. Internal integration involves addressing the some issues. What are the issues? Language and concept, group and team boundaries, power and statutes, and rewards and punishments. Rewards and punishment. Now, what is language and concept? Identify method of communication and developing a shared meaning for important concept. Identify the methods of communication and developing a shared meaning for important concept. Group and team boundaries. Establishing criteria for membership in group and teams. Set a criteria, establishing a particular criteria for membership in group and teams. And power and statutes. Determining rules for acquiring, maintaining, and losing power and status. And reward and punishment. Developing system for encouraging desirable behavior and discounting undesirable behaviors. An organizational culture emerges when members share knowledge and assumption as they discover or develop ways of coping with issues of external adaptation and internal integration. So this is how culture is how is culture is created. And next, ethics. What is ethics? A branch of philosophy that involves morals, principles that govern a person or group behavior. Earlier we discussed about ethics and values. Now, here in the organization culture, now coming to the ethics, a branch of philosophy that involves moral principles that govern a person's group's behavior. Persons or groups behavior. A branch of philosophy that involves moral principles that govern a person's or group behavior. Yes. What is business ethics? Business ethics can be defined as a critical, structured examination of how people and institutions should behave in the world of commerce. In the world of commerce. Organization culture in ethics. Organization culture in ethics. Each organization develops its own culture partially based on their values its founders wants to transmit in workplace. Each organization develops its own culture partially based on the value of its founder wants to transmit in that workplace. And then a set of assumption that the members of an organization share in common also forms the organizational culture. A set of assumptions that the members of an organization share in common also form the organizational culture. How to form a set of assumptions that the members of an organization share in common also forms the organizational culture. Share in common. What is the share in common? A set of assumptions that the members of an organization share their common goal, common things also forms an organizational culture. And organizational culture differs from one organization to another. So this is different from one organization to another organization. Strong culture and ethical standards of an organization results in positive ethical behavior of managers. strong culture and ethical standards of an organization result in positive ethical behavior of managers. Yes, if an organization having the strong culture and ethical standards of an organization result a positive ethical behavior of the managers. Ineffective organizational culture may result unethical behavior. If the organizational culture is not strong, it is ineffective, then organizational culture may result unethical behavior. Yes. Admittedly strong admittedly admittedly strong ethical behavior may cost the organization. Strong ethical behavior may cost the organization. Top executives having strong ethical and social conscience inspire their subordinates to exhibit their values by their thoughts and deeds. Strong top executives having strong ethical and social conscience, and with that they inspire their subordinates to exhibit their values by their thoughts and deeds. How to create a ethical organizational culture? How to create a ethical organizational culture? Selecting the right leader. First of all, you have to select a right leader and clear purpose that and strategy. We have a clear purpose and strategy for organizational culture for an organization. A focus on doing right things. A focus on doing right things. Hiring the right people. You have to recruit the right people and firing the wrong people. Existing people in the organization, they are not suitable for our organizational culture, and then fire them, firing the wrong people, and run ethical training courses. Run ethical training courses. Train our employees to ethics and values, and reward people for doing the right thing. Reward people for doing the right thing. Tolerant mistakes, but not when they are made repeatedly. First of all, rewarded the right thing people, right doing things people, and tolerate mistakes for some cases, but not when they are made repeatedly. So, according to the Robin and Jades, offering a nice list of what management can do create a more ethical organizational culture, they suggest combination of some following practices. Let us see what is that. A nice list of what management can do create a more ethical organizational culture. How to create that? So be a role model and be visible. First thing, be a role model and be visible. Your employees look to the behavior on top management as a model of what acceptable behavior in the workplace. When senior management is observed by subordinates to take the ethical and high road, it sends a positive message to all employees. So be a role model and visible. Employee look their behavior at top management as a model on what acceptable behavior in the workplace. First of all, the manager should be a role model and visible, and communicate ethical expectation. Communicate the ethical expectation. Ethical ambiguities can be reduced by creating an disseminating and organizational code of ethics. It should be create organizational primary values and the ethical rules of the employees are expected. Remember, however, the code of ethics worthless in top management fails to model ethical behavior. Communicate with ethical expectations and offer ethics training. Ethics training, hiring right people and run ethical training courses, set up seminars, workshops, and similar ethical training programs. Use these training sessions to reinforce the organization standards of conduct, to clarify what practices are that are not permissible, and do address people ethical dilemmas, and visibly rewarded ethical acts and punish unethical ones. Perform once appraisals to appraisals of managers should include a point by the point uh, level evaluation of how is or her decision measure up against the organization code and of ethics. Appraisal to must include the means taken achieve goals as well as end themselves. People who act ethically should be visible rewarded for the behavior. Just importantly, unethical act should be punished. Provide protective mechanism, and then provide protective mechanism. The organization needs to provide a formal mechanism so the employees can discuss ethical dilemmas and report unethical behavior without fear of uh, without fear. The might include creation of ethical counselor counselor and or ethical officers. A good case study is this. I think this is a good practice to create a ethical organizational culture. So, in my point of view, fact, the National Business Ethics Survey conducted by the Ethical Resource Center found that despite rising employee awareness of formal ethical companies programs, standard of their ethical conduct remained unchanged or even worse. And statement, the so called unethical people are not necessarily ignorant of the ethical and moral values, but are so because of the culture they follow in the organization. Example, corruption became a part of various government sectors because it was the culture that privileged, starting from politicians as at the top level of the clerk and other bottom line workers. This is happens in the government sectors only, not possible in the private sectors. So now coming to the merging organizational culture, how to merge organizational culture. There is a process. Organizational leaders wish they could obtain a transformational change without without having to change the culture. That's because changing the culture is so much more difficult to time consuming. So they would love to get benefits of change by keeping status, but they do not. But that do not how it is work. Merging of merging two organization provides a good example of this. When one company buys another, the strategy for combining two organizational culture is often poorly planned. It is assumed that the conceptual integration at the top will cascade down into the operations and culture. The fact is that these things don't happen accidentally. They too have to be part of intentional design. Intentional design. In the most extreme example, the acquiring company tells that the company that is has acquired that the going teach them how to business how to do the business. This is an unfortunate arrogant attitude. Imagine being told that yourself by someone at the clever after running businesses of your own some years. It's wonder that say many acquisitions worked as do through the through that numbers nothing to write home about. So with the acquisitions and mergers, When we talk about acquisition, we usually think about mergers as well. As the expectation might be company you bought was imported into a holding company structure. How do you merge two culturally different work process? How do you merge two culturally different work process? The first thing you have to realize that a corporate culture varies from the company to company and from industry to industry. You don't have to leave us. Uh, you don't have to leave US shores to experience this difference. Think about the difference among culture and New York, Texas, or California. The second thing you need to recognize that merging of workforces is a form of organizational change and it is needs to be treated as such. Here you use the same principle of you would be another change management program. So merging organizational culture with assimilation and deculturation, integration and separation. What is assimilation? Assimilation. Acquired company embraces acquiring form culture, and deculturation. Acquiring form imposes to culture on unwilling acquired form. Integration. Both cultures combined into a new composite culture. And separation. Merging companies remain separate with their own culture. So merger strategy description works best when first assimilation, acquired company embraces acquires firm's culture and works best when acquired firm has weak culture. Deculturation, acquiring firms imposes its culture on unwilling acquired firm. Work best when really works may be necessary only when acquired form culture doesn't work, but employees don't realize it. Existing culture can be improved. Include, yeah, integration combination combining by combining two or more cultures into new composite culture in works best when existing culture can be improved. Separation, merging companies remaining distinct entities with minimal exchange of culture of organizational practices. Work best when firms operate successfully in different businesses requiring different cultures. This is all about merging and organizational culture. In today's class, we are discussing about how to create a ethical organizational culture and merging organizational cultures. I think you understood. Still, if you have any doubt, please comment below, and we'll meet in the next class with another topic. Thank you.